Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Lead to Gold. This is the podcast devoted to discussing all things growth and wellness. And we have another guest today on our episode 63. I am so excited to get into this conversation with you. This is very different, to be quite honest, from anything that we have done on the show before. So yeah, can't wait. Can't wait for you to dive in. This is a particularly interesting conversation if you have been struggling or even just curious in any way about different ways of relating to alcohol, which is a very specific topic, something that I think we don't really get into very much at all on this podcast. I think a lot of our conversations tend to be a little bit more broad, a little more conceptual rather than a very pinpointed topic. So this is really a nice new direction. I think I really enjoyed this interview. I would love to do more of them with creators and entrepreneurs like our guest today, Paul Lagerstedt. And to just give you a little bit of information about Paul, he has always been drawn to fixing things and understanding how systems work. And coming from a mechanics background and then moving into sales, I think he's able to bridge those two fields really, really well into a product that is potentially changing lives. I think that this is a really cool intersection, and I really wanted to be able to focus on that intersection with him. So I can't wait for you to hear all of the gritty details about ALKAA, which is the conversation that we're having today. So we'll get into all of it. But ALKAA, in short, is a sachet that you put in your alcoholic beverage, and it removes the toxins that make your drinking experience not so fun. It's not exactly a hangover cure, but it does help people who tend to just not feel great after they drink. It's also not just your standard Instagram ad, beat your drinking habit, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Like all of these gimmicky sort of things that really kind of promise that you're going to feel amazing when you drink, or these supplements that you can take. It's not that either. And here's what really, really drew me into wanting to interview Paul. When I found out that not only is this a different approach to feeling better when you drink, ALKAA was patented. It has a US patent, and it represents this sort of new category of a drink treatment. So when I found out that they literally had a patent, and they have done years of research and development and real world feedback to make this a product that people can actually stand behind, that's when I was like, okay, yes, this is something that I definitely want to discuss more and find out more about. So another thing that we really tend to get into in this conversation is the mindset shift around how we drink. This is not necessarily a sober, curious conversation. It's an alternative to that lifestyle if you still enjoy having drinks with your friends or with your partner, and it just doesn't feel good on your body. That's really the main focus here. And we have Paul here with us today to discuss all of that and more. So can't wait. Before we get into the interview, I just want to give you the usual spiel on where you can find more with Lead to Gold. If you're new here, I first off just want to welcome you in and say I am so happy that you gave us a chance. Thank you so much for stopping by. I want you to know that Lead to Gold is not just a podcast, it is also a blog. And while I'm not currently on Substack, I do have plans to kind of get my stuff over there more in the near future. But for now, you can find over 70 blog posts at my website, leadtogold.blog. Super easy. And I've been posting there since 2021. So if you like the conversations that we have over here on the podcast, I think you will also love the things that we discuss over there. It's the same thing, just in a form of writing. If you really want to stay up to date with what's going on, if you want first access to new things coming out and just also generally more about what's going on in my life, if you want an exclusive monthly playlist that comes out with my newsletter, well then, hey, you can sign up for my newsletter. All the links to do all of these things are down below in the show notes. But if you also go to my website, the link to sign up is at the bottom of every page. So you just put in your email and then you get a monthly newsletter from me. It is not spammy. I think it's super cute and fun. And it just, yeah, kind of gives you first looks at most of what's going on over here. So thank you so much if you do any of those things. If you do none of those things, I'm just really happy you're here. And without further ado, I would love to get into this conversation with Paul. So I will see you on the other side. Stick around, learn a little bit about how you might change the entire scope of your drinking life. I'll see you soon. Bye. Paul, I'm so excited to have you.
Well, thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
This is going to be really fun. For it being a wellness podcast, I've actually never talked to anybody or literally ever talked on the show about drinking culture.
Man, this is going to be a good one. And I'm
Yeah.
not just saying that because this is a whole new category. Ren, no
Yeah.
joke. It's
Like a huge gap that I feel like I've kind of done a disservice never talking about. So I feel like you're the perfect person to
man.
have on.
Well,
So
thank you for saying that. We will see by the end of the podcast what you
absolutely.
think.
Absolutely. I just feel like too, because it's something that's pretty new to the show and the conversations that we have, I would really also just love to contextualize who you are as a person,
Yeah,
what a typical day is like in your life right
gotcha.
now.
Okay. Yeah, we'll dive right in.
Yeah.
So, I'm a dad. I've got 3 kids. They all live with me. And
Mhm.
I say that because they're 27, 25, 23.
Mm.
They're here in New York, kind of getting on their feet, spreading their wings, kind of getting out. I get to work with my wife, Sarah, every day, which is awesome. So the day is really, really fun. It starts off with coffee, lots of like I'm a coffee maniac.
Yeah.
We're from Seattle originally, so Starbucks on every corner, and
Gotta
it
do
was
it.
just coffee cultures is huge. And then we pretty much just get to work. And I'm more foundation, sales oriented, kind of direction, manufacturing, uh, numbers of sachets per hour, packaging, shipping stuff. And Sarah's more social media and customer service and just making ALKAA like a lovely little company. That's what
Mhm.
we want. We know what it's like to be treated really well by a company, and we know what it's like to be treated just awful, right?
Yeah.
So we really want to, we err on the side of being very nice and kind. That's what
Mhm.
we want to do. We just want to have an awesome product because we're asking people to buy our product on trust,
Mhm.
put it in their drink, and then drink it. Right?
Yeah.
And drink the drink, not
Yeah.
drink the alcohol. So we're we're asking a lot, and that it takes time and it takes trust. And so a lot of what we do is just try to build that. I have a lot of sales background, but then also a mechanic. I was a diesel mechanic
Oh wow.
for years. So that's and I never really lost that. Like that is like in my DNA fixing stuff. And so Alka started off kind of like that. Whenever I would drink, I would feel broken, not from over drinking, just from headaches, flushing, fatigue, congestion, and sweating. Like every time I drank, I would pay what is really called basically the alcohol tax is what I
Yeah.
call it now, right?
Yep.
You drink, you pay. But that's just what it was like for me. Like I have a beer, I'm going to pay for it. I have a
Yeah.
glass of wine, I'm really going to pay for it. I have some scotch, I may pay for it, but I may not.
Yeah. It's
So
a gamble.
exactly. So that's kind of what started the ALKAA was like, I got mad. We were moving cross country. We stopped for dinner. I had a glass of wine, and the next day was just ruined
Mm,
from one glass of wine, and it wasn't good. It was kind of cheap wine. It was like
mhm.
a Texas Roadhouse grill, and had a steak and some wine, and then the next day was just a mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So that's what started me on the road to I'm going to, I treated it like a truck that was broken, where a
Hmm.
customer's like, I don't know what's wrong with it. It's just broken, so you need to fix it, right? You're the mechanic. And so I treated myself kind of like a truck, like a broken truck. Like, hey, something's broken. You need to diagnose, right? You need to repair it, you need to fix and get this thing running again.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really like that comparison because I feel like the way that you may have approached creating ALKAA is
Mhm.
so different than I think what most people's solution is, which is just to like period stop drinking or drink a lot less.
Oh man.
We'll
And
definitely
you're,
get into that whole piece of
yeah,
it, but yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that was it. The solution was you're not drinking enough water.
Hmm.
And trust me, if it just was about hydration, this problem would have been solved 5,000 years ago,
Right. Right.
6,000 years ago. You would have just been like, oh, I just need to drink more water, right?
Hmm.
People have been talking about it being a dehydration problem for millenniums. Guess what? There's going to be millions of people uh, drinking water with their booze tonight, waking up tomorrow feeling like garbage.
Right.
So there's that, not drinking enough, or you are not eating enough, or you're mixing liquor with beer, so have no fear, or beer without liquor, never like there's the rhymes and the that.
Hmm.
So
All the
they never
tricks.
mix all the
It might
tricks.
work.
You need to take your before pills, your after pills, your before drink, your after drink, your uh there's all these things that, and you know what? They just didn't work.
Yeah.
They
Can
just
I
don't
tell you a
work.
funny story? I got married last November, but over the summer we did our bachelor whatever
Oh
joint trip. It
man.
was great, so
Yeah.
fun, but it was the first time that I realized like, and this is also just such a drinking stereotype I feel, where it's like we're all about to be 30 and drinking is different now because
Yeah.
everybody brings their Tums, they bring the
Yep.
liquid IV. Like we had like all it literally looked like a pharmacy on one counter of the room because
Yeah.
we have, the bar on one side and then all of the supplements on the other side.
It's so
So,
true. So did it work? Or were you still
the one thing that I think I have found before Alka, I like liquid IV. I like the electrolyte, like
Yep,
almost pregame to it.
totally.
Because I'll feel pretty good in the morning if I do that. But even that is not like guaranteed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alka is not like gonna save you from over drinking, I assume.
No, so I've put it to the test. I haven't put it to the test so much that I haven't woke up with a hangover, but I just
Mhm.
don't like over drinking.
Yeah.
So, but we have some friends and some people that are customers that are like, I can drink 5 or 6 beers and feel just fine. And I'm like, that's a lot of beer, but right?
I want to know, how did you find this out? Like,
Oh man.
what's the secret?
Yeah, yeah. Because we've got the patent. So before the patent, we had to be like really hush hush because we couldn't say
Interesting.
anything. That's it. And I built Alka just for me. Like it wasn't, um, there was no idea about creating a company.
Mm,
It was just like, I just want to solve this problem so I can just literally enjoy date night
yeah.
and come home and actually enjoy the evening instead of being like, man, babe, I just don't feel good.
Or like you got to give it up or something, because that would be my thought
Exactly.
on it.
Exactly. Yeah. So stop, which I didn't want to do, but I'm not a heavy drinker. I really enjoy the way it makes me feel. So the thing is about alcohol, you're changing the way you drink. Like it's changing your culture, right? Because if you just take a sip, what do you like to drink?
I love beer.
Okay. So if
I
you
love
if
beer.
you me too, but if you take just a sip of beer, it triggers a histamine response in your gut, but you don't know it. Histamine is basically an inflammation response,
Hmm.
right? And when you have inflammation that happens, depending on your physiology, it's usually a headache,
Hmm.
flushing, congestion.
Yeah. Big.
Some people get really tired. They get fatigued, like they have a beer and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I just need to take a nap." So if you just have a sip of beer, and then you're like, "Oh, I forgot my Alka," and then you put the Alka in, it will still help, but it won't help 100% because you already started drinking.
Interesting.
So I learned that kind of the hard way because some people come over and they're like, they'll have a couple sips of a margarita or a beer or some wine, and they're like, "Oh, my Alka," and I'm like, "Oh, you kind of ruined it."
No.
And they still use it, right? But
Mhm.
I'm like, I can't guarantee that you're not going to wake up with a headache because you just triggered the whole physiological response of your body taking care of the alcohol.
That's really
So,
interesting. So it is
so
just like that instantaneous thing when you take a sip.
instantaneous. You take a
Wow.
sip and your body's like, oh, boom, oh, there's a bunch of histamines in here. There's a bunch of
Wow.
acetaldehyde. There's tannins, which tannins are awesome, but tannins also create, migraines and stomach issues. So I didn't know all this stuff. I learned all this stuff. Um, but that's before we talk about that, it's just kind of like when you do Alka, it's Sarah and I are really leaning towards drinking wellness,
Hmm.
which is you're being mindful about what you're drinking. And since you're being mindful about what you're drinking, you need to kind of create a new ritual.
Yeah.
But
That's
that
great.
ritual is really important because that didn't really trigger with us until really a year ago. And because when we go out, we use Alka. Almost every single time we use it in public, people want to know about it. They're like, "Why are
Mhm.
you putting a tea bag in your beer or your wine?" So explain it to them, and then most of the time we end up leaving them with sample Alka because they're like, "Man, I just don't feel good when I drink." So
Mhm.
creating that ritual and that mindfulness of drinking is really important because whether you're having a beer at a party or a glass of wine at dinner or a margarita at a restaurant, you're being mindful about, hey, we're going to reduce the toxin load in my drink so I don't ruin the evening or the whole next day.
Yeah.
Right. And it doesn't take much to do. You just need to be mindful about it. And then when you are, right, you need to set your timer for 5 minutes.
Hmm.
Alka, and for a while, we tried to get the number down because people are like, I don't want to wait 5 minutes for a drink. And so I was like, oh man, people don't want to wait. What are we going to do? Can we do this, this, this? And then after a while, Sarah's like, we're both like, it's okay. Just
Hmm.
you have to wait the 5 minutes. We've done
Yeah.
testing at 2 minutes, and it's just not enough time,
Well, you know
right?
what that makes me think of is, and I think you are getting to this point, is just the mindfulness as if you're going to
100%.
continue drinking, that
Yep.
is kind of a nice way to just like remind yourself, okay, like how many have I had? Which I think would be
Exactly.
helpful for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it. We're just before you just drank, and now you're being more mindful. Like
Hmm.
how many beers have I had? How many Alka sachets have I used? How many Alka sachets do I have? Um, it's a whole new way of approaching alcohol in moderation.
Yeah. I love that. So, I mean, I think that brings me into the next question I had, which is who do you find especially benefiting from using Alka? Like what types of customers, what kinds of
Yeah.
feedback have you gotten?
Well, for me in sales, I'm like anybody who drinks. But that's just too many people. So our avatar are women who are usually between the age of 30 and 55, who are concerned about their health and wellness, um, that have some income, not disposable income, but that make decent money, that are ready to invest in their health. Alka's not cheap. It's
Hmm.
not expensive, but it's about $4 a sachet on the high end. You
Mm.
can use it twice, right? Each sachet twice. So let's just say it's $3 a drink,
Hmm.
right? That's an investment
Yeah.
in yourself. And if you have two drinks, so that's $6. And some people are like, it's just too, I can't afford it. Um, but that's our avatar. Women who drink wine that make good money and want to feel better. We don't chase the hangovers anymore. The hangover, we don't really. When we first started, we were like, "Do you get a hangover when you drink?" And if you do, kind of like that drink, like You see so many products online and on Instagram and on social media that are like the college kid beer, alcohol party. It's party scene, which
Yeah.
is fine. Alcohol works for a party scene, but we're not chasing that. We're just chasing mindfulness.
I do think there's a interesting connection between kind of those two models of people because I think personally right now I'm kind of in the middle where I'm coming out of that era
Yeah.
of life a little bit where it's just like, yeah, we rage and like it doesn't matter. I'll have 12 shots, it's fine. I've never done that.
Okay.
But then, you start getting a little bit older, people are starting to, settle down, even have kids, and
Yeah.
they're realizing like, oh, either I can't really be doing this anymore or
Mhm.
this isn't good for me anymore. This doesn't feel good anymore.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm wondering if aside from the people that you are reaching right now, is
Yeah.
there any other audience or people that should be receiving kind of not even ALKAA itself, but the idea that you're presenting with mindfulness?
Well, yeah, I think there's a lot. We don't do any advertising right now. Right now, we're strictly, we're leaning towards more less hangover,
Hmm.
more mindfulness.
Hmm.
So we've stopped any advertising. We've rebranded more of I guess what you could call kind of a quiet luxury brand
Okay.
instead of a loud in your face brand,
Yeah.
right? Like we've built enough trust, we've got enough data and science and patent and information that we don't need to we're trying to be less reactive with people, especially on social media, because there's so many people that have such a bad relationship and bad history and bad trauma with alcohol that we on social media it just got it got to be too much.
Hmm.
Sarah's mental health was suffering. I don't have the heart for social media. Like when people are super negative, man, it really bums me out. Sarah's got millions and millions and millions of views on videos. And it most of it was like we were taking like a drink and we're putting a sachet in it and the sachet looked like a Zin, right? They just look like a Zin. And
Hmm.
so it Instagram went nuts with it. Some good, mostly just awful.
Yeah.
We're not defending ALKAA
Mm.
anymore.
Hmm.
If you don't feel good when you drink and you're looking for a solution, we're here to help. But we're not gonna just blitz everybody and be like, "Do you get a headache when you drink?
Yeah.
Do you not feel good when you drink?" Like there's so many people doing that, so many companies doing that. It's just not what we want to do.
It's the rat
And
race of social media, which I feel like a
it
lot
is.
of small brands, including myself, struggle
Yeah.
with. I know
Right.
that battle though, and it's like it's
Yeah.
not fun because all you want is to be authentic with
Yeah.
your idea.
Yeah. Building your brand. We're just we're being more patient. We're not being so um anxious for sales.
Hmm.
We are just being mindful. We're trying to be just more mindful on everything.
Yeah.
Word of mouth is great for us. So if it works for you,
Mm.
or I should say when it works for you, then you tell somebody that actually has your mom or a brother or a sibling or a good friend, and then they're like, man, it takes 12 times to really hear something before you order it,
Right.
right?
Right.
Or you know about something and then you get 12 more headaches or hangovers, right?
And
And
you're
then
like,
you're
oh
like,
yeah,
maybe I will try that, right? Because I'm
yeah.
the same. I'm just like I see something on Instagram and I
Hmm.
have to see it 20 times and then I'm like I finally order it,
Yes. I mean, I
right?
think that's a great way
Ah,
to go about it
yeah,
because it's more authentic that way, which I feel like really nicely connects to your
yeah,
whole mission with, you know, I keep coming back to like the idea of ALKAA, but I really think that that's
yeah.
something that people haven't talked much about before.
That's the thing. People, you just they don't really because it's one of those things that yeah, you don't talk about it.
Mhm.
I would tell Sarah, like we'd go to some friend's house and have wine, and on the way home, and be like, "Man, I just don't feel good," but I
Mhm.
wouldn't tell my friends.
Right.
I
Because
mean, you
there's
just
kind of
don't.
like a weird social thing about that.
Yeah, and if I decide not to drink, then people are like, "Are you okay? Are you feeling okay? Are you having fun? Are you not having fun? How come you're not drinking? Or right? Are you training for like all these things?" And because there's a social aspect about drinking, like we're humans are very social people, and
Hmm.
we're also very, very funny at times, right? I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
And alcohol is, I never thought in a million years I'd be in the alcohol ecosystem.
Yeah.
And here we are, we with imposter syndrome every day.
Hmm.
Like who am I to figure out honest, like legit how to get these toxins out that are making you feel bad.
Right.
Like I still am just like, oh my gosh, because I haven't had the hangover or what we could, general malaise feelings in like 3 years.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that's a
It
testament
works.
to
No,
it.
it is. It is. And then our customers too, like the reviews on our website, like reviews are really important.
Hmm.
And Amazon reviews and reviews for this, and people don't buy anything unless they read the reviews. But a lot of our reviews are like stories. People are
Mm.
like, I haven't had anything to drink in years, and it could be 2 years, 5 years, 15 years, 20 years until now, because it would make me so sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's insane. And some people will order, but they won't use it for months because they're scared. They've got PTSD from migraines.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man, if I have this wine, I'm gambling. And that's where uh, both Sarah and I get really nervous. People will text or call or email. They're like, hey, I've got these issues. Will it help? And most of the time it does. Right. And I'm like, if you're super sensitive, take that 5 minutes. If you want to feel even better or, reduce the toxins even more, just let it sit in there for 10 minutes. Let it do its thing. You're basically filtering your alcohol, swirl it, like move the liquid around, let it go through the sachet. Science is going to work,
Hmm.
right? And that's all ALKAA is. We're not chemically changing anything. We're just using physics to grab toxins, hold on to them. So when you're treating the drink, not your body, and most everything on the market is pre-drink, pre-pill your
Hmm.
body to
Hmm.
prep that liver for the acetaldehyde,
Hmm.
right? Or if you drink, take these pills before you go to bed. And some of them I think do work, but a lot of them, I read the reviews, I've tried them, and they just didn't work that well.
Yeah.
Like if I found something that worked, I would have never invented Alka
Right. Right.
because it
Like
would
what
have
I said
worked.
earlier too, it's like sometimes it does, but it's kind of a shot in the dark. I mean, I also think
100%.
of it similarly to like smoking weed, which I used to do
Yep.
every day. And you just get to a point where it's like, oh, it doesn't feel as good as it used to. And
Yeah.
it's a gamble,
100%.
depending on how you're gonna feel. And there's really no way to know.
Yeah.
So why take that gamble?
Yeah. If you had a really stressful day, that can totally affect how you feel if you have a cocktail that evening,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? I'm learning all these things about how amazing the body is, but how sensitive it is and how different everybody is.
I'm curious, like we were kind of talking about this a minute ago,
Yeah.
just thinking about for people who have never heard of Alka or don't
Yeah.
know that something like this is possible.
Mhm.
I'm wondering if there's like anything that you've discovered in this work that the average person doesn't really understand about
Yeah.
alcohol's
Alcohol.
effect on the body.
100%. Number one, alcohol is a neurotoxin.
Mm. And what does
It's
that
not,
even mean?
it's not good for you. The more I research alcohol, the more I'm like, even with Sarah, I'm like, man, babe, we probably shouldn't be drinking. It's not that good for you,
Right. Right.
right? So, number one, alcohol is a neurotoxin. And we don't argue that with people anymore. People are like, alcohol's bad. And we're like, yes, comma, and you probably shouldn't be drinking it.
Hmm.
But billions of people do.
It's like the most social and socially acceptable
Yes,
thing ever.
yes, yes. Number two, the ethanol, which is what we call alcohol, is the least of your worries.
Mm.
And man, this is where people get really upset, and where I kind of draw a line in the sand, and I'm like, look, it's not the alcohol. So if you take a what you call a toxic dose, Ren, of ethanol, you would have to drink about 3.5 bottles of wine, like one after another,
Hmm.
and there's enough ethanol in there that would kill you.
Okay.
Okay, 3.5 bottles.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
that is a lot. It's a
So
very lot.
if you it is a lot. So if you took acetaldehyde, which is a byproduct of fermentation, it would take about a half a grain of rice. So if you just imagine a half a grain of rice in your hand, that is a toxic dose of acetaldehyde.
Mm, okay.
Not very much.
No.
If you take a toxic dose of histamine, you're looking at a couple grains of sand. Like so we go through acetaldehyde. I'll just talk about the seven toxins that we take out: sulfites, acetaldehyde, congeners, quercetin, phenethylamine, and then there's two others that I talk about every single day, but there's seven. There's not a lot of those in alcohol, but there's enough, and those are the causes of like 40 different um, alcohol intolerance responses from people. Everything from just very simple blotchy skin to rashes to stomach aches, GI, headaches, tension headaches. Where have you ever had a throbbing headache
Oh, yeah.
from alcohol?
Oh,
And
yeah.
you're like, oh my God, like what is going on? So you've got the histamine response, but then you also have the tyramines and the tannins. So alcohol, so some of these are vasoconstrictors,
Hmm.
right? And then some of them are vasodilators.
Mm.
So your body's like, oh, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
I don't know what. So that's you get the tension headaches, you get the sweats, you get the poor sleep. So this was the revelation. I'm doing all this research, and this is before AI. This is just good old fashioned Google,
Which we love.
right? Which we
Bring
love.
that back.
So I don't want to say thousands because if somebody fact checked that, there's hundreds of peer reviewed studies on all of these things: acetaldehyde, histamine, sulfites, tannins, tyramines, congeners, and these were all new to me. I'm like, I just thought I wasn't drinking enough water. And they're like, these are the things that are causing all the problems. But there was no solution. There was just these awesome studies. And then I just learned to read. I had my little moleskin notebook
Hmm.
and I would write things down. And then I would research like histamine, like, well, what is a histamine? Like, what is it? Like, what does it look like? Again, kind of the mechanic brain of like, the truck won't start. Is it a starter switch?
Hmm.
Is it batteries? Is it a disconnect? Like there's a whole bunch of things it could be. So you just kind of narrow it down. Well, what's a histamine? Well, it's a molecule. Was it a positive charge or a negative charge? Let's just say it's a negative charge because I can't remember. Okay, so it's a negative charge. So we need something that has a positive charge to attract this negative charge, right? So of the seven toxins that we capture, you have some are positive and some are negative.
Hmm.
So the ingredients in ALKAA, some are positive and some are negative. So they go in, and if you tested the ingredients individually in the sachet, if we did just charcoal, right, it would attract some of the toxin, but not all of them, just a little bit of them. But when you put all the five ingredients in the sachet, they have a little party. Like it's so individually they're okay, but together they kick butt on alcohol. And they're grabbing all these things in 5 minutes, and then you just take it out, and then you're left with a drink that's way cleaner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's so crazy. So I did so much self-testing because I didn't know. I was just ordering stuff on Alibaba and scientific places, and some of them were awful. Some of them turned my drink into like mud. I
Ugh.
was putting diatomaceous earth. Like I was trying all these things, and then I finally, got this recipe. And if it didn't work, I paid for it the next day.
Yeah.
Like, and I would know because I get like cocktail headaches, which is like you drink wine and within like 10 minutes, I'll know.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
You like
oh
want to die.
no. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, like cue the coffee and the Red Bull and the eggs and the right, the
Hmm.
whole thing.
Hmm.
So I finally found a recipe that was not making me sick. So then I had to find a lab because I'm like, how do I know?
Right.
Like, how do I know? So I found a laboratory and did some testing, and I was on pins and needles and for so long. And then they finally came back because they hadn't really done anything like this before. And I had a hard time finding the lab. And the numbers came back looking like before and after. Like before
Wow.
sulfites was this, after sulfites with this. And then I would just put it in a percentage. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This is actually like, I'm not a scientist, but I kind of feel like
But
one,
it's working. You had
but it's
your
working
like eureka moment.
100%. And
That's
and
amazing.
as soon as I knew that it was working, um, my brother tried it, and then some family members tried it, and then some friends tried it because they're like, "What are you working on?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm trying to invent this thing that makes it so I can drink and not feel awful." And they're like, "I feel like crap when I drink, so I would love to try
Yeah,
it,
show me.
right? Yeah, show, yeah, let's try it." So it was working.
That's
And some
incredible.
of these friends were one of my buddies like grew up with. One day he loves Belgian beer, loves it. But one day he had a sip of Belgian beer and it would make him throw up.
Mm, hmm.
And I mean, that's a violent response to
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, Dan, you gotta, you gotta try this. Like, you gotta try it. And he's like, okay. Like, I really want to drink some Belgian beer, like a Chimay or something yummy. He tried it and it worked.
Wow.
And
Wow.
it just works because you're just reducing toxin load in the drink,
Hmm. I mean,
right?
that laboratory moment for me is like, yeah, that's, I mean, I feel like that only happens in movies. So
You
very, very
know,
cool.
it was pretty cool. And then we started testing in, I think, March of 2022.
Mm,
And we just did another round last month. So we've done nine really fairly comprehensive rounds of testing. And we've tested a lot of different alcohols. We've tested coffee,
hmm.
and because a lot of people don't feel good after they drink coffee.
Mm.
So ALKAA takes out, it grabs quite a bit of the coffee, the acids in coffee.
I
So
might try.
we have some customers that they use ALKAA strictly in their coffee.
Yeah, I might actually
Yeah,
try that too because
yeah,
I'm a very strict 1 cup a dayer and like
yeah,
I'll be good, but anything more than that and I feel like I'm gonna die. So
yeah,
that's good to know.
yeah. So you can try it in your coffee.
I love that.
We kind of take it for granted a little bit how much work we've done. Um,
Yeah, it sounds massive.
it is a lot of work. It is. And I have to remember that at times, like we have to be really proud of what we're doing because you can get in your own head of like, how come I'm not selling more?
Yeah.
I should be selling more. And it's not all about sales all the time. So
Mhm.
I'm learning that too. Like, slow down. We're rebranding. We're doing less drinking buddy, bro. We're kind of creating a category
Yeah.
of mindful drinking, alcohol purifier. It's
Yeah.
never been a thing.
Yeah.
So people are filtering their water and the air that they breathe,
Mhm.
and we filter a lot of stuff. Why not your alcohol?
Yeah, I really like that approach to it. I mean, I think that message of intentional
Mhm.
drinking is
Yes, that's it.
we're not seeing that yet anywhere. So I think we've done a pretty good job here of like defining what that means to you. But I just want to say, I think that that is very visionary.
Thank you.
Like you've been saying, I mean, there's
Yeah.
tons of products out there that are adhering to the like cure your hangover type of thing. But do you see what you're trying to do having potentially a significant change in
Yeah.
drinking culture?
Yeah. I think I'm kind of an eternal optimist,
Mm, me too.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Why we're together.
and I love that. I love waking up being excited about the day, who we're going to meet, who we're going to talk to, who we're going to eventually end up touching. We hired a PR firm, so that was a really big step for Alka.
Hmm.
And this PR firm has just been lovely. Like, they're getting, and they did deep dives with us. They wanted to know everything, especially like the vision. Like, who do you not want us to talk to? We really promote moderation. Sarah more than me. I'm like, I don't care how much people drink, and she's like, well, you need to. You need to care how much people drink. And I'm like, ah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to Alka becoming not not like a household name, but like if we go out somewhere someday and we're at a bar and it's say Alka's on the menu is
Mhm.
like a, you know, like
Like an
it's on the
addition.
menu. It's an addition, right? And the bartender asks me, "Hey, would you like to Alka your drink?" Like
Mm.
that to me, I think I will have won. Like that'll make me feel pretty good. And
That's
we're a
great.
long ways from that, right?
Yeah.
But I that's kind of how that's my vision and what I really think about a lot is like 20 years ago, if somebody said, "Hey, call me an Uber," you would have been like,
What's that?
yeah. Or 20 years ago, well, why don't did I can you just do an Airbnb?
Mm.
Right? It wasn't a thing, right? 20 years from now, I want to look back and kind of have that conversation of like, Alka was never a thing. Like it was a Finnish word that means to start or begin.
Mm.
That's where we got the name.
I
So
love
we were
that.
kind of like, yeah, let's start your evening with Alka, and then you're gonna feel great. Or let's just start a new relationship with alcohol
Yeah. Uh,
that doesn't hurt you.
yeah.
Like it's okay to drink and not pay the price. I want Alka, I think to become is it a verb? I want it to be a verb. Like, did you Alka your drink?
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Totally. Well, I really could see this at very least being the start of a new, it's not the sober curious crowd necessarily. I could see this being a different avenue for people that like really enjoy that part of their life and don't necessarily have a problem. It's just it's not the problem with an addiction, it's the problem with their health overall about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and I think that honestly gives me anxiety because
Mhm.
there are a lot of people out there with that exact, they're trying to solve that problem and they don't know who we are or that we even exist.
Mm.
To where people can find us, like that new category of, oh, I don't need to stop drinking in order to feel better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's so many people that just they just get sick with honestly 2 beers and they're done.
Mhm.
And they're not drunk. They're just they just don't feel good.
Right. And I do think that a lot of that has led more to the sober curious
Mhm.
crowd, which I'm curious if you have seen or like researched trends going on with more of the sober curious movement.
Yes. If you type into Google, why does non-alcoholic beer, and then it'll finish the sentence.
Taste bad.
Um, yeah, yeah. Or give me a headache,
Okay.
or
Yeah.
make me nauseous,
Mm.
or give me intolerant symptoms, or make me sweat, or make me fatigue. Like all of the things that normal beer does, non-alcoholic beer has not as much of an effect, but a lot of people are like, man, yeah, I don't feel the alcohol, but I still feel like garbage
Mm. That's really
because
interesting.
it's still fermented.
Yeah.
So the only difference between a non-alc and an alc beer is that the alcoholic beer has alcohol in it.
Mhm.
This is still fermented. It still has histamines, tyramines, tannins, phenethylamine. It has all the stuff in it, all the trace toxins because it was still fermented,
Mm.
right? And if you didn't eat enough or haven't hydrated enough, or you had a super stressful day, or you're on a medication, or maybe you're sick and you don't know. There's so many things that are going on with your body. You enter alcohol into the system and you don't know what you're going to get. So again with alka, we're just like, let's just clean your drink.
I love it. Well, I guess I have sort of two more questions for you,
Okay.
but if you could talk to the version of you who was like really struggling with your drinking slash
Mhm.
how you felt, not
Yeah,
knowing if there was a solution, like what would you want him to know about today?
I would want him to know, don't be afraid to just try to fix a problem that you've never thought possible of fixing.
Mm,
Does that make sense? Did that one
absolutely.
make? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
don't be scared to take that leap of faith of actually trying to solve something,
Hmm.
and don't listen to yourself most of the time of like again that imposter syndrome of like,
Yeah.
who am I? I'm not a scientist. Because a lot of the things that are invented are like they're like, I'm Doctor whatever. And I'm like, oh man, I'm not a doctor,
Yeah.
right? Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm not a scientist. Oh man, I'm not a. And then I was like, well, I can read, right? And I can fix some stuff.
Yeah. And
So
turns out you did.
turns out we did, yeah. And it was just from reading and then just kind of, I mean, it sounds so cheesy. Believe in yourself. Um, but there were some times where I'm like, what am I doing? Right. And it was during COVID, so it was kind of rough for everybody.
Yeah.
It was just rough for everybody in general. So I kind of lost myself in this project.
Mm.
I got super frustrated because I'm reading these studies that were done by really, really smart people. Some of them whom um, I've even reached out to on LinkedIn and had, brief conversations. And I'm like, hey, you really helped me figure out some stuff. So much so that we have a company now and a patent. I want to send you some.
Oh,
Like, try
wow.
it. Because I think a lot of these people like to drink, but they don't feel good when they drink. So
Right.
just it just Nike is just do it, right? But I think with Nike, the most powerful thing is like just start, or just like with you and your podcast,
Hmm.
right? There was something that made you like, I'm in,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But
Totally.
it was here. There was a drive. Like, don't ignore the drive.
Hmm. I think
Like,
that's a good way to put it. Absolutely.
is it okay?
Oh, 100%. I mean, even the first thing you said about just not fearing doing something that doesn't exist yet. I think that
Yeah,
so many people have these like crazy, not even ideas necessarily, like it wouldn't even be fully formed, but just a vision for the future in some way,
yeah,
but
yeah,
not, they don't see a way to get that done, or they don't know that they can in some way move the needle, which is like,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think that that speaks exactly to what you were saying. I love that.
Good.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's it. And that the older I get, I mean, I've tried businesses in the past and they failed, and kind of that, like, if you're not losing, you're not learning,
Hmm.
right? If you're not
Huge.
failing, you're not learning.
Huge.
And with ALKAA, we have a business where I I I know that we're going to be successful.
Yeah.
And success to me is just paying the bills, which we're
Mhm.
not quite there yet, but we're close. Um, but I know that we're going to be successful because we failed in the past. We're really being trying to build a smart company, which is investing in testing,
Yeah.
investing in the right attorneys to protect the patent,
Hmm.
investing in a PR firm that has a way broader of a reach, like really investing in people that are smarter than us and way better at doing what they do, instead of, because Sarah and I, for years, we were just taking, spending $1,000 on an SEO course, for instance, right?
Right.
And we're like, we're going to be SEO experts.
Yeah.
And then after like a couple of months, you're like,
This did nothing.
I just don't know I don't know what I'm doing. And I get you get frustrated. You're spending all this time and money.
Hmm.
So we finally came to a point where we're like, if we know we want something, then we need to either save up for it and have somebody do it, or we just take money that we're making and we push it right back into ALKAA.
Yep. Yep. That's the way. Absolutely.
I think so. If we had to do it again, I think we could launch something fairly quickly, because we're like, we would never do this again, right? But we would do this.
As far as the business goes, this is a bonus
Yes.
question I didn't have on my
All
notes.
right.
But as far as the business goes, what is something that you would want to share with small businesses or small creators about what actually worked and what you would never do again?
Um, Boy, what I would never do again is try to be an expert on everything.
Mm, also huge.
And I'm kind of a I'm I don't like that. I don't like that answer, because I want to be an expert at everything. I want to be the guy that's like, oh yeah, I know how to do SEO.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
we all
I know
do.
how to, yeah, do it. I think we do too, right?
No, that's such a thing for me.
So
Like you were speaking to my soul earlier talking about social media, because if I had the bandwidth and the ability to hire a social media person, I would. I hate it.
Yeah,
I don't want to be on it. But it's like, yeah, there's just some things that with any business or with anything you're trying to like do, put out into the world, there's going to
yeah,
be parts of it that you're not really built for, I feel.
100%.
So that's huge.
So that's the stuff I wouldn't do. What was the other question? What would I do?
Like what actually worked for you? What helped get you out there? What helped you find the people you wanted to find?
You know what, Aaron? I think what helped me was, um, and I don't want this to sound cliche or cheesy, um, but I really did care about people just being able to enjoy a glass of wine and not feel bad.
Mm,
And I really wanted to help people see that
yeah. The
after I felt
mission
it.
comes first.
The mission is there's this public health, not a crisis, but this, like, I've done research on how far back alcohol is mentioned as an issue, right? And it literally goes back like 6,000 years to like ancient China,
Wow.
beer and wine. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, guess what? You drink too much. Guess what's going to happen the next morning? Your
Hmm.
head's going to explode. And I'm like,
Hmm.
so ancient Egypt, ancient China, the Bible, there's numerous scriptures on alcohol, the good, but then also the bad. There's writings in antiquity. Plato wrote about it. Shakespeare's wrote. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, throughout history, wine and beer has been a problem.
Hmm.
Just you drink it, you're just not going to feel good,
Hmm.
right? And I think if you really want to solve a problem, just just focus on that problem, and just man, again, the cliche, believe in yourself. But I think if you have a mission that you really want to solve, just go for it, man.
Yeah. And it's important to lead with that too, because I've thought about this also. Like, if I was only putting my blog and podcast out there because I wanted an audience, I would have
Yeah.
quit 2 years ago, you know? But
Amen. Yeah.
the thing that really keeps me actually genuinely motivated to do this and to continue to meet creators and people like you is like,
Yeah.
I I just want people to hear something that they didn't know about or like have a different perspective on things. And I think that that's what, also a cliche, I think that's what I was put
Yeah.
here to do. So it's
Yeah.
like you got to lead with that because I think people can tell if you're not.
If you're, yeah, if and authenticity now is at such a premium.
So
People can,
needed.
you can, and you can tell, you know, like with the AI videos.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'm just like, oh my gosh. And when AI
What are we
first came
doing?
out and they were doing videos, I'm like, oh man, we can do AI videos. This is going to be great. And
Mm-mm.
now you just authenticity. People know.
Yep.
People
I'm
know
telling
when
you.
it's fake.
I don't even
And
want
it,
to give AI the like time of day on this, but just I
yeah,
going on like YouTube, you got ads you can't avoid. And I'm like, every single one that is so obviously made with AI, I'm like, why would I ever give this product a try? Why would I ever like
I
click
know.
on this if I know
Uh,
nobody cares
are
about it?
are people are people clicking on that? I don't know.
I don't
Right.
know.
So again, the authenticity and like you have to educate people that want to be educated, and the people that we're selling to are really smart.
Yeah.
Like that we get some like people that are probably way smarter than us buying the product and using it,
Hmm.
right? But then you don't want to sell yourself short either, right?
Hmm.
Like you're an awesome podcaster,
Oh, thanks.
and I'm an okay, you know, I've never really invented anything before, but this, and
I
it
mean,
works, and
it
so
worked.
you got to be proud of it, and sometimes you just need to step back and through the noise and the pain and some of the issues that, you know, we're trying to run a company. You're just like,
The
it's,
pushback.
yeah, we're doing okay.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be fine. And Sarah's really awesome with that.
Yeah.
We even each other out really, really well. So if you do have a partner that kind of can support, or a really good friend that can be honest with you, um, there's so many things I swear every day where I'm like, Sarah, I've got this idea, and she's like, I I don't think that's a good idea, or that's not safe, or you
Mm.
can't do that. And I'm like, what do you mean I can't do that? And she's like, you can't do that. And I was like, oh, but I would have done it, right?
I am
So,
definitely the impulsive one
oh man, me too.
in this.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's good to have somebody who will talk you off a ledge occasionally if you need
You
it.
know what?
But
That's true. And then somebody to also kind of pump you up a little bit
yeah,
too. Like
absolutely.
it's gonna be fine. We're
Yep.
gonna do fine. We just need to we just need to take care of people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's really clear that that is your mission. And I know I said this already, but I really think that this sort of new avenue of like intentional drinking could
Mhm.
really amount to something. So,
I think it will. There's a lot of people that I think can really help.
yeah, I,
Yeah.
I mean, I only used it once, but hey,
Yep.
you so kindly sent me a little shipment. So thank you so much
Mhm.
for that.
You're
Perfect
welcome.
timing because like I said, my friends,
Yeah.
we love to party. So my friend was having a sort of like game day in his backyard,
Yeah.
drinking game day.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, hey guys, I got this great package from somebody that's going to be on the podcast. And, I was just wondering if maybe you'd want to try these out. So not everybody did,
Okay.
but I can attest that those who did,
Yeah.
AKA me and a few friends,
Yeah.
we were great. It
That's
was,
crazy.
it was
That makes me
thoroughly
so
worth it.
happy.
Yeah. It
You
was
felt great.
amazing.
Did you sleep good?
I slept great. I always sleep pretty great, but
Yeah.
more so being
Yeah. Oh, Aaron,
not
that's
at all hungover.
isn't it crazy? Isn't it
It was,
lovely just to be able to
yeah.
enjoy alcohol and then not get sick?
I mean, yeah, insane. So I would love to just
Talk
so
about
it's
it.
not just me saying anecdotally, like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
great, guys. Like, I'll sing your praises all day long.
Oh, thank you. No, that means the world to us. If we can just get a couple people, everywhere that are just able to enjoy life, right? Life is short. If you can just have one extra day, a Sunday, that you can wake up and go to the gym, be with your family,
Yeah,
or go
let's do
do
something
something
normal.
what can so many Sundays of my life were ruined,
It's
and
huge.
I
Like the
feel
Sunday reset trend on social media. It's like, what if that didn't
oh
even have to exist? Because we're
I
not doing
know.
that anymore.
Think about that. Like if you
Mhm.
really meditate on that, that's huge. It's like an arm break, right? You can't feel the pain. You can remember a little bit, like I'm never going to drink again, but then you drink again.
Mhm.
Um, but you can't feel that, you're just like that pain. But how much would you pay if you woke up with a hangover? Like, take my debit card right now. How much would you pay to get rid of it?
That's actually such a crazy question. Are you asking like
I,
genuinely?
I am. I
I've
am
never
genuine.
thought about
And
that.
and you don't need to answer right away. You don't even need to answer. But think about, like, you wake up with a raging hangover. It's Sunday. It's beautiful out.
And you're sick, like
And
you
you're sick
know.
and it's your fault. Aaron, it's
Ugh.
your fault because you drank. You are paying the tax. You're paying the alcohol tax. So for me, I've got a number because
Mm.
but I had three boys that were like, Dad, let's go play. And I'm like, shut the lights off. I'm good. Right. But
I know you're about to say something else there.
uh yeah, but okay, so I've got my number. What's your number?
Okay, should we say it in 3, 2, 1?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I gotta think. All right.
Like right now, take
Yep.
my money, it's instantly gone. I get my whole day.
Okay. Three,
Okay.
2, 1.
$100.
$100. Oh, yeah.
$100.
Yep. I would pay $100. Absolutely. Easy.
Yep.
Easy.
Easy. Easy. And and the older you get, the more precious your Sundays become because I'm not 30 anymore, right?
Right.
So I really want to enjoy my time. So $100,
Yep.
right?
I would do
So
it.
then so then, then the sales guy comes out, right? But I'm not a sales guy anymore. I'm like, you'd pay $100 to feel better.
So
So
there's this other thing.
so there's this other thing, right? You just put a value on your day, and then depending on the day, like you had a bachelorette party,
Mhm.
right? You might have even paid more
Yeah.
because you're partying with your girls and you're in Vegas and you spent a couple $1,000s to get you right. So it put a value on your time and your day, and and then the alcohol tax. And imagine you just pay a small fee, right? And the fee is trying to fix it with something.
Right.
Um, and here's the thing with ALKAA. If it doesn't work for you, you get to deal with Sarah. And she's the most lovely, awesome. You just send her an email and be like, Sarah, it didn't work. And you know what she's going to do? She's going to say, I'm so sorry. We're so bummed out. Keep what you have. Give it to your friends. Give it to your family. Or try it again. Try it for 10 minutes.
Hmm.
We're going to refund you all your money.
Wow.
Like, if it doesn't work for you, you have zero. We are, you don't need to worry about it. You just
That's
don't need
really,
to worry.
really great. Like, especially in the year of our Lord 2026 as a business, that's like really
Oh
incredible that
man.
we all do that.
Yeah. And we get back to you right away. Like we are very big on customer service. And we've got about 2% of the customers it just doesn't work because they're allergic to alcohol,
Hmm. Hmm.
like the ethanol.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't fix that.
Right.
But the worst case is that you're going to be out 30 or 40 bucks
Hmm.
for a week or two until you find out that it may not work. And then you're going to get it all back. And then you're going to have a cute little tin that you can give to somebody that says, I get a headache when I drink wine.
Which is now in my purse and
There you
will
go.
stay with me until I run out of them. Well, I don't know. Again, I don't know if you've listened to the podcast before, but I do have like a little closing ritual that I always do. It's,
Okay.
the game We're Not Really Strangers. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay, so it's this cute card game. If you ever are interested, I this is not sponsored. I didn't make it or anything, but it's basically just like deep questions to ask
Oh,
somebody. You can play it with a literal stranger. You can play it with your wife, like anyone. It's
I'm going to write it down. And what's it called?
We're Not Really Strangers.
Okay.
It's great. I love it. And every end of every episode of Lead to Gold, I just pull a card, and whether
Okay.
I'm by myself or with a guest, we'll just
Okay.
like think on it. It
All
might
right.
have absolutely nothing to do with anything we've talked about, but
Okay.
okay.
Yay.
Here's the question. What do you understand now about the healing process in general that you didn't before?
Oh. Oh. Oh man. Do I go and then you go?
You can start.
How much time do we have? You go first. Yeah.
Well, I just alluded to this in the episode that I published today, but I've been really just like intensely um this sounds bad, but I've been very intensely like enraged lately. Like I don't know, I'm just getting really easily overstimulated, and I'm a high school English teacher, so teaching
Oh
is
man.
hard. But I don't know. I've been having this conversation with like my close friends and colleagues where I'm just like, you know what? This sucks a lot. It's not the job. It's just that I let a lot in. I let a lot of
Mhm.
energy in, and then
Yeah.
I get home and I have nothing left to.
Oh.
So, anyway, it got to a head. I took a solo trip this weekend. I actually just got back today. Um, and it was wonderful, but I think the if I had one like takeaway, I had lots of takeaways from this, but if I had just
Yeah.
one, I'd probably say that I I truly think the answer is that less is more. Like doing less
Mhm.
is going to be way more beneficial than like trying to get everything done every single day and have a super deep, amazing, wonderful connection with every single person I talk to every single day, which is something I would love to be able to do, but it's just not
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
So less is more. That's what I'm
I
taking
like
away.
that. I like that. Okay. Okay, one more time on the question. Ask me one more time.
Yes.
Okay.
What do you understand now about the healing process that you didn't before?
You can't really change people.
Mm,
Um, and what you said about how everything affects you, learning to compartmentalize, I think is really important. Um, when you're trying to heal and when you've gone through stuff. like compartmentalizing, letting people be who they're going to be and not trying to change them, right?
Mm.
Just letting them be them and not less control. Like you said, less is more. I say control less and just be um, mindful about what you can do for you, right?
Yeah.
Um, Especially when it comes to sickness,
Mm.
like chronic sickness, listening to your body is so important. And in order to do that, you kind of do need to eliminate all the noise and just focus in on you,
Yeah.
right? And what makes you feel good, and not listening to everything you read on the internet, but
Yeah.
listening to your body, right?
Yeah.
Like I came down with Lyme disease when we moved here. And then on top of that, I came down with what's called alpha gal syndrome,
Mm.
which is it's a red meat allergy.
Oh
So
yeah. Was that from the limes?
yeah, so and it's really not red meat. It's more of I'm allergic to anything that had a mom, right? Anything that's a mammal.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So gelatin cap, butter, milk,
Wow.
like severe. I've never been really sick in my life, but I have to have all my own cooking utensils. We can't go out to eat. Or if we do, I have to just eat before we go, and we're
Hmm.
very social people.
Hmm.
We can't cook any meat in the house, or I'll be sick for like 4 days in bed.
Ugh. Yeah.
So it's insane. So that healing journey is trying not to get frustrated, right, with being ill or sick or mentally just overwhelmed, and trying to breathe, like sometimes you like, man, you just going away for a weekend and just kind of eliminating the noise. That's awesome
Yeah. It
because
was
I've had to do that.
it was great. It was not something I've done before, like to that level where I
Hmm.
was just literally it was like Wednesday of this past week and I was like, I have to go. Like, I'm sorry. I have to go. But it yeah, it was great. It was literally I was calling it my factory reset and I
Yeah,
do think it did just that. So
yeah,
we're
that's
good.
awesome. Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
And I mean, it's I hear what you're saying too, just about like giving yourself a little bit of grace with especially with your health and with just like your pace.
Yeah.
I think that's the connection between
Yeah,
those two
because
things.
a lot of everything that we look at is post more, do more, sell more, call more, email more, SEO more, more, more.
Yep.
And then it's gonna pay off because you're gonna be so busy, 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 busy. And I'm like, I don't think that's what I want to do.
No. I mean, to
Like
what degree does all of that busyness just like literally keep you from
being
understanding
happy.
yourself? And yeah, like getting in
Yeah,
touch with your full spectrum of emotions, good or bad,
yeah,
you know? So,
totally. I don't know if
yeah.
that was a good answer or not, but
No, totally. It
that
was.
was that was an awesome question. It was
Oh,
really fun.
yeah. I mean, I love this game so much. Definitely recommend. But yeah. Well, Paul, thank you so much for
Oh
coming on.
man, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
This has been great. I'm really jazzed about this. So, is there anywhere that you want people to find you, more
Oh,
about you? How can people get in touch with you?
alka.com, ALKAA.com.
Great.
Yeah, there. And then there's all of our contact info. You can email us hello at Alka. And then both Sarah and we monitor that. I won't say 24/7, but
But like
pretty much 24/7.
cool.
Yeah, they're pretty close. So,
Cool. Okay.
yeah. And if anybody has any questions, because this is a big subject,
Mm.
like a lot of people want to have a conversation or an email, conversation before they buy. So we're
Yeah.
here to help.
Yeah. And again, like I said several times already, but I just think it's really amazing that y'all do that as a company. Like you're
Thank
just
you.
willing to chat.
That's one thing, yep, that we have promised ourselves that we're never going to stop doing, no matter how crazy it gets.
Mm, I love it.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks. Oh,
thanks again. Yeah.
oh man, thank you. That was really fun.
Yay. I'm glad you had fun. Cool. All right.
Okay,
Well, we'll chat soon.
thanks, Aaron.